You know, it's been like a little moment, a hot minute, a fast jog since we last spoke. So hello, how is your day? Mine was depressing, so we'll just move on to the subject of the manor. Yes, my manor. Today's the day. I would hate to admit it, but I've had it on my mind for a while, and if I don't talk about it now, I might never get the confidence to do so. I'm going to be drawing a picture of what episode 2 of Minorities You Can't Escape looks like while I'll be talking about rocket music, because obviously as a teenager in emotional distress, I have nothing better to do than talking about people who are more accomplished than me and still get to do what they love. Rocket music started somewhere in 2014 or 2015. Obviously I'm a late bloomer because I first heard of them after One Bite, the Monty FNAF song, got released. Or is it Security Breach? I could care less. Point is, success and opportunity was waiting at the end of that tunnel, and it only took a decade to reach 1.3 million people. Wow, SuperHorrorBro must be privileged to have half the time and twice the subscribers. Doesn't matter. Success is success. Rocket music isn't as iconic as one would depict Day Games or TryHardNinja because, in all honesty, rocket music is an incredible two-man band that makes great music and emotional rhythms. They just weren't popular enough when it came to the nostalgia era. My English is terrible. Which was when my generation was over-obsessing about a bunch of dead children stuffed into the bodies of violent machines. Shocking, I know. After that, gaming was the second most popular thing in everybody's existence, or at least my youth's existence. But you know what happened? We grew up. We matured. However, the things we were obsessed with did not. They are stuck in the limbo state of before puberty entertainment, which is why it's not as popular as it was. Most of the things that gain attention nowadays aren't about FNAF, instead it's about Poppy Playtime, which I really don't care that much for. I have nothing against Poppy Playtime, I just think their concept is kind of cheap. Again, no offense. Because I should know, I make things up as I go, but I'm a teenager, so I'm allowed to do that. But, kind of FNAF is kind of the same, but I won't say anything about that. Again, that doesn't matter. Rocket music consists of a two-man band, Vinny and Rocket. Obviously, I'm not going to go searching for their real names because I actually appreciate the characterization, if that's a word. Vinny even has his own music channel called Ghost-like, if you want to know what Vinny himself sounds like. Honestly, I can't tell the difference, and the reason behind that is that Vinny and Rocket are so in rhythm. They are so glued in time that they sound like one another, without sounding the same. I know. Where's the sense in sanity? There's no sense in sanity. But point is, Rocket and Vinny are one and the same to me. Vinny definitely has a different sound in his voice, which I like a little more than Rocket's. No offense. Rocket is talented, and I would definitely not make backlash for something that doesn't deserve it. But there's a reason Vinny and Rocket harmonize as well as they do. They both have a strong connection with music. Some songs sound the same, but still different. Vocals and instrumentals matter when it comes to creating something new. Your vocals aren't always the same. They change, which is why live performances are popular for the reason that they are. This gives the audience a chance to see whether or not the artist they love so much has vocally mastered their success. Obviously, a lot of live performances don't sound as good as the original audio. Maybe it's the crowd, the anxiety when stepping up on platform to look down at hundreds of tiny, screaming humans begging for you to open your mouth and harmonize the lyrics you've been practicing for so long. Or it could even be that you edit your vocals a little bit to match the tempo of the song. In my personal opinion, if you don't have the voice to sing, it's best you give that opportunity to someone who can sing for the third or maybe second time. Actually, this might be the fifth. No offense. I'll admit, I can't sing, but I love poetry and rhymes. I am obsessed with words that rhyme, which is why rocket music feels successful in my eyes, or rather, my ears. They rhyme not only words, but sentences, which makes no sense. They drop their vocals alongside the rhythm, which is something most rappers don't do. They create a theme for the environment they're trying to create, and they manipulate that into a rhythm before they create the world with the lyrics. If that makes no sense, then I'll explain it like this. Take Dark Deception, for example. They use a different song for each area. You hear a different sound for each interaction and each boss fight, including each coin run or soul shard chase or whatever, you know? But the point is, the atmosphere is built off of the instrumental. The lyrics include certain words to describe the situation that the protagonist of the game they're singing about is in. Take Doors, for example. These open doors keep tempting me for more. Doors. We all know humans have a curiosity for rooms that they are allowed to explore but haven't explored yet. Curiosity, Kill the Cat is the sort of vibe I get from this song, I guess if you could call it that. The reason I say this is because every time a new door opens, you get stalked by something new. Okay, maybe not 100 different entities, but different things start to happen, different scenarios take place. Not visible ones, but ones that bide their time. Curiosity killed the one who opened those doors. Another example is an earlier release, which is Pianosaurus is the latest. It is not, it was recently released, but the point is, that song has nothing to do with a piano, but it has to do with a dinosaur toy, an abandoned toy. The rhythm, the atmosphere, the lyrics, it all feels hopelessly hopeful. The song is so expressive in so many different ways, I can't even say it's yes or it's no. It's just the idea of abandonment. You were once something that mattered when you were brand new, and now they want to toss you out. You no longer matter, nobody even cares that you're struggling to cope with your recognition, so all in all, you lose any hope you once had for yourself, while still trying to remind those around you that you matter, even if they don't think you matter. All the while still feeling like a discarded piece of trash that should have never been manufactured. All in all, once again, I personally feel that I got my point across, so I'll recap in case you weren't paying attention. First off, Rockit and Vinny share chemistry, which makes their vocals blend in together without sounding the same. Secondly, Vinny. Thirdly, Rockit. Need I say more? The actual secondly is actually the way they make their music. It's atmospheric. Again, terrible English. Which is why I don't listen to certain songs, such as Skibbity. That song was stupid, because the genre of Skibbity is based on brain rot. Their lyrics aren't rhyming common, like bad with sad, or mad with glad, or you with do. They might have done it once, but as long as it's not the chorus of the song. Personally, Rockit music isn't even part of my childhood. I discovered them about 2.5 years ago and only gave them a slim amount of appreciation 2 weeks later, before folding my ring finger and my middle finger downwards just to feel how empowering and dope that hand motion is, I guess. Finally, I can confidently say goodbye, I guess. And let this keep you busy for the next several days or weeks, because I'm at a crossroad currently and on the brink of a mental breakdown. So be self-aware, and I'll see you next week, hopefully.